Hey guys, I'm here today to talk to you about some of the new products that is in the July September Close to My Heart catalogue. Now this catalogue has got a whole variety of seasons in one, and the first lot of products that we are looking at this month all through July is all of our products that are great for your summer photos. Now I know in New Zealand we are actually in the middle of winter, but isn't it a nice time to start reliving those happy memories of summer and to start planning for next summer as well? So that's what we're going to be doing this month, looking through the catalogue. So one of the products is this really fun Beach Party range. So Beach Party has got all those really bright bluebirds, candy apples, clovers, capris, you know, those lovely bright primary colours in it. So although it's very beachy themed with all the stamp set, all the sticker sheets that come in with it, this range is actually also very good for school photos. So if you're starting to get some school photos coming back, you can use some of these blues, yellows and reds so easily as primary colours against those photos. So that is something that I have also been looking at using with this range. Now what I have got to show you first off is the speed kit. So every month I put together a little speed kit, typically based on the sticker sheet and paper pack, as well as some form of embellishment, and this time I have chosen these really fun rubber shapes to embellish the layouts. And I also sometimes bring in some stamping. So in the speed kit that we're using, this is the really neat scrapbooking stamp set that goes with Beach Party, and it is a really fun one to colour in. So I have been using inks and colouring in pencils and bits and pieces combined to create the looks on my pages. So the two double pages you can get pre-cut for you and with instructions to put it all together is this first one here. So I'm sorry about the little bit of a glare, they are in protectors, but you'll just see that there is a lovely big title coming from the sticker sheet right here. This has been stamped on, so we got one stamping, and in fact I have actually stamped it with the ink, and then I've taken a watercolour pencil and coloured over this end of it just to make it a little bit more richer and a little bit like there's a shadow on that side. Then we've got a whole array of stickers along the bottom here, plus a couple of little stamped items in there. On this side, this is another stamped item, and then once again I have ombre stamped it with two different inks and then brought in some colouring in pencils around the base just to make it a bit deeper still around the bottom there. And then we have also embellished the whole lot with these really gorgeous little rubber shapes that are around there. These little stars, these little jandals, there's a cute beach ball in there too. This holds quite a few photos. You could have a couple of smaller photos on this side. You can have your one large one as well. If I was to convert this to school, obviously I'll be taking away the themes I've put in here and bring in maybe another stamp set if I needed more theme, but I'd have maybe my big class photo over this side and then some of the highlights of school over this side. So that's the first double page. The second double page that you get pre-cut and with instructions provided is this neat one here. So this is bringing in more of that clover, the green, which I don't actually use a lot of the green, but it is a lovely cheerful colour. In this way, it's brought in all of these beach balls. Now, if you didn't want to use that side and you want to just flip it over, you've got this lovely stripy red on the other side. So you've got a lot of versatility to pull this into a totally different theme if you wish. So on this one, we have used another big sticker from the sticker sheet. There's some really cool titles on the sticker sheets. And look at that cute little combi van. And a few other little clustered elements over here as well. Then I have brought in the stamp set to bring in another subtitle and another subtitle. So again, some of these could be taken away. You don't need all of these titles if you're not doing the full-on beachy theme. And then, of course, your little rubber shapes have been brought in as well in lots of little spots here, just for the element of fun and decoration. So that's the two double pages with my speed kit. Now, you can get this anywhere in New Zealand. I can post to you, and it is all pre-cut with instructions, so you're ready to put it together. If you don't have the stamp set and you would like to have some of those elements included, just give me a call and we'll talk that through. Right, so that is one of the beachy elements in that fun catalogue. Now another one that is one of my favourite items in this catalogue is this gorgeous, gorgeous stamp near the back of the book on page 49. So this one is actually a stamp set, and I'll show you the stamp set itself. that comes with 2 parts for the beachy scene, and then all these neat words that you can put down that look like you're writing in the sand. Such a cool look. So this, I have recreated some of that art in my own way and put these little cards together. Really gorgeous and really quick and simple. Okay, it's just a little bit of ombre stamping and choosing the colors that you like to put together in the background. Nice and simple, but such a neat effect. So that is another stamp set that's in this book that is very summery, beachy themed, although we walk on the beach any time of the year, so it doesn't have to be only for summer. Now another element, I mean you can see over here too, I haven't done any decorating with this stamp set as yet, but that's such a great nautical theme. My daughter's in the past was part of Mariners, which is a girls club for sailing. Such a great stamp set for that type of thing outdoors. But what we have got all month long in July is this absolutely beautiful stamp of the month. So this one is called Voice of the Sea, and it's got all these beautiful artistic elements that can be drawn from under the ocean floor, and a gorgeous little seagull on the side there. So that there is another beachy theme, and I have put together quite a fun page that I will be doing as a class at the scrapbooking extravaganza in Auckland, that's SENS. And this here is utilising our cardstock, using the 2 tones of cardstock coming down and a bit of tearing. It's also utilising a few die cuts that came out a bit earlier this year. But what we're doing with that stamp of the month is actually putting them inside little fun shaker elements. Don't they look cute? And you've got all these cute little beads just to give a bit of movement. And I also drew on that fun stamp set again, just to give this texture along the base where all my sand is going. So that there's another way that I could just randomly stamp along that strip and create a really nice textured element at the base. So that's another look at a summery effect, but once again, take away the word summer fun, and this could be a layout for walking on the beach any time of the year. So brilliant way of using some of these really fun elements. So what I'm going to show you today is a little fun card using the stamp of the month in a slightly different way. So I'm going to come back to you with all the bits and pieces ready to roll. Right guys, we're back again. This is the stamp of the month that we're going to be using for this card. I've just got one of our value pack card bases and a nice little background piece. Given that we're going to do a bit of an oceany theme, I went for some of my blues. And this here is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which completely covers the background of that card. So that's my basis. I then have got some little squares, and these are 1 7/8 square, and these are 1 3/4 squares. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pull in a bit of scratch paper so that I'm not going all over stamping all over my mat. And the first one I'm using is this very cute little turtle. So I'm going to pull out a nice deep colour, which I use the neutral many times over, and that's called Harbour. So Harbour is like a really rich denim-y blue, I suppose you could call it. I'm going to ink up my cute little turtle, bring in my white piece, and I'm just going to stamp off the side a little bit and bring our little turtle onto my square. So there's number 1 stamp done. Then I'm going to grab another one of our gorgeous artistic icons from the wonderful stamp of the month. I think I might go for the fish this time. So we've got the turtle at the top. Now I'm going to do the fish. And I'm just going to keep using Harbour as my base colour because it's a really nice neutral for this oceany theme. So as you can see, our stamps just peel off. They're beautifully made. Really strong really strong acrylic that doesn't lend itself to being easy to tear. And with our clear blocks, we get to see really easily where we are stamping. So there's another stamp created with that lovely artistic set. Now you can just imagine the stamp set being perfect if you are one that loved to colour in. I do enjoy colouring in, but today I'm not going to colour in. I'm going to make a slightly easier card for us all. So now I'm peeling off the gorgeous wee crab at the bottom. So we'll just pull him over, and again we're just going to try and get some of the crab onto this piece of little bit of cardstock. Let me just see how we'll do that. Yep, these pretty cute. Might actually have these guys like this. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to lay them out. And I'm going to do one last square just to even it all out. So I'll peel that one off. And looking back on the carrier sheet, there's this lovely scene of under the water coral and starfish and things like that. So we're going to pull one of those off and do our final stamp on the last piece. Really gorgeous. Okay, that's a lovely little outdoor scene. So just while those are drying off and setting, they don't take long, it is just water-based ink that I've been using. But I'm also going to look at these little icons that are in here as well. There's some little starfish and little shells, bits and pieces. So I'm just going to stamp a few of those, and off camera I will trim them out so that we have got a few extra little bits and pieces to embellish our card with. Now to do this quickly, I have got a little misty tool, and I'm going to use the lovely papaya to bring in some colours for the seashells. So we'll just pull that over. Didn't think to bring over my little wand. I might just do it a second time, which is the real beauty of having these little misty tools. You can always stamp a few times and make it crystal clear. I'll do another round just so that we've got a few to play with. That will be just a way to add a little light bit of embellishing. There we go. One more time for good luck and make it a little bit stronger in colour. It's a gorgeous colour, papaya. So I'm going to come back to you with those trimmed out. Great, so now I have cut out all those little bits and pieces, those little shells. There's just a last little bit of stamping to do. So I'm going to grab the Perfectly Imperfect stamp, which you know I almost always have to pull in somehow, and I'm just going to do a little bit of cheat colouring in the background of these gorgeous wee stamped images. So I'm going to first of all grab papaya, and I'm just going to, oh, got something on that stamp, I'll just wipe that off. I'm just going to do a little bit of second generation stamping just in the background to give a little effect of colour without there being too much. And I think the crab too could have this sort of colour. So again, I'm going to stamp off and then stamp on to our gorgeous wee crab side, and that's just giving a hint of colour to these squares without painstakingly colouring them in. Now I'm going to pull out Carolina, which is a similar colour to the background there. And again, second generation, we're going to have our little fishy and our turtle swimming in the sea. So let's just take stamp off and bring in a bit of colour. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing again with our cute little turtle. I think the turtle is an absolute favourite on the set. Such a sweet wee thing. So now that we've done that part of our stamping, we're just going to adhere these together with their backing. So I've actually pulled in Bluebird. So that's a third blue in the range, just to give a variation of colour, but also keeping it all monochromatic in the background, primarily I should say, with a little bit of papaya in there as well. So I'm just pulling in all of them, getting a backing. Kind of tidies up the look, keeps it very uniform, having this nice matting around. Last one in there. And then of course I'm going to put all four of them onto this sheet as well. So I'll just use the lines in the back of my mat to help me line these ones up. As you can see, I really just eyeball it. Do bring in my rulers sometimes, but because it's pretty close to the edge, I'm pretty familiar with this. And the last thing I'm going to do is a little stamp for a sentiment down the bottom. So as you can see, I've put the card together now. I finished it off by adding in a little sentiment from the stamp set, and then I also put those little cutouts as my embellishments, and to finish them off, to make them a little bit sparkly, which you may or may not be able to catch in the light, I used my little shimmer brush and just painted over the tops of them. So that's one really quick and easy card. Just needs a little sentiment on the inside when I'm ready to send it. And doesn't that look effective, using our stamp of the month and our perfectly imperfect patterns to pop it all together. Hey guys, thanks very much for coming on and seeing how lovely the ranges are in our Close to My Heart catalogue for celebrating those summer memories and ocean fun. I'll talk to you again next time.